Hey, what is up? What is up, YouTube family? It is IK right here. I'm back at it with another video for y'all today. Credit to Diff, MK YouTuber Diff. Please go subscribe to him. I'm just replaying the footage from EVO 2025, and I'm going to give you my take on how I thought about EVO as a whole, and what does this mean for Mortal Kombat 1 in general. Um, I have to say credit to some of the good players like Kadimani and Nicholas because they can play, but I'm gonna explain to you why I don't like the gameplay that you see. Granted, this game has done pretty well with the previous pro comps, but I think the problem that a lot of people are disregarding is that this game is focusing too much on cameo driven meta that can give people the ability to play as dumb as they want. And as you can see here, like you can see many exploits that are giving players the ability to just get free hit confirm combos, and then they don't need to have any unsafe risk to it. But before I get into this, be sure to hit the like button, subscribe, do what you have to do, and let's get the show right up on the road for today. My whole take on this is that I think Mortal Kombat 1 has gone downhill. NRS has done a really bad job with prioritizing proper balancing for characters. Surprisingly, with this tournament, I saw a lot of broken teams that people were using. People were definitely using Homelander Farah. They were using Havoc Mavado. They were using Cyrax Serena, Cyrax Madame Bo, Sonic Fox, which I'll get to that in a minute because I'm going to pause let the video and explain why I don't like what I saw at EVO and why this should not be acceptable. But as you can see here, a lot of the players in the pro comp scene are using a lot of characters that give them pure safety, and they don't need to think about getting punished at all because they have everything in their power to kind of do what they want to do. Now, Kanimani, like, I respect him a lot because he plays on Rips Arena with multiple different mains. And I will say Kanimani's best main, like, hands down, I would probably say definitely Homelander Farah, but I think Sindel Tremor, that's always the best team that he usually does. Some other teams that he does very good with is definitely like Shao Kahn, Sector, or Shao Kahn Tremor. Yeah, Kanimani, he go like he goes multiple different teams. He can use Ghostface Mavado. He uses Noob Saiba at times. I think as far as him wanting to win tournaments, you will most likely see him win with a Sindel Tremor or at least Homelander Farah, because even though this is his very first ever big tournament that I would say that I've ever seen him play in, he actually did pretty good. And Nicholas, that's the Chilean twin brother, that's brothers with Scorpion Prox. Um, they're both great players. So the Chilean brothers, they usually do a pretty good job, usually making it to top 8 or at least top 4. So I would say, like, usually you will technically see them at the high level. Surprisingly, Nicholas's brother Scorpion Prox, he I want to say he ended up losing in losers bracket because I know that he got beat in like the quarterfinals or something like that. But he did pretty good. Like I think the thing about Nicholas is that he actually put in like a lot of work. Hold on, give me a second. All right, I'm back. So yeah, the thing about Nicholas is that he puts in a lot of work with his characters, but the problem with this game is that this game is catered to a lot of carried gameplay, and I think that's the problem that we technically have as Mortal Kombat players. We're not really calling out the BS when we see it, and I think a lot of players, they're frustrated. I mean, granted, this game has great fundamentals in terms of like giving you like great mix-up potential, but defensive options are just terrible. That's the biggest problem that I have with Mortal Kombat as a whole. But hold on, let me pause it, and then I'm going to show you what I'm going to show you with the rematch between Kanimani and Nicholas. Hold on. All right, I'm back. So I changed like my mind. I'm gonna show you some gameplay out of online Kale that had a really good 6-game battle with Kanimani. Basically, this is a pretty good, like, this set was really close, and Kanimani could have very well lost this game. But I'm basically gonna show you like the type of broken stuff that a lot of MK fans don't want to be honest about, that is existent in the game, that makes this game hard to even respect. So you can see right here that online Kale, he's doing pretty good with Kung Lao Sector, which that is a broken team. But you see every single time when Sindel, when she's throwing that hairball projectile, that's giving Kanimani the safety to use Tremor to summon him. So therefore, every time when Sindel has the opportunity to mix, it just gives Kanimani, like, just like that right there. Like, when you saw, Tremor put off the armor, it gives Sindel the ability to get free mix up safety potential. So therefore, if you want to use Tremor to put off like the armor after you're kind of like mixing them down, that gives the ability for a player like Kanimani to have that safety with Sindel. Now, online Kale, however, he did pretty good with reading Kanimani, and I think Kanimani, he has really good motion movement with certain characters where he knows when to attack at the right place at the right time. So I think the biggest issue with this game is that there isn't enough spacing potential with characters that have hitbox confirms where they're able to get a free punish off of you for simply being, like, how should I say, for simply being too zoning heavy, or players that are trying to be smart but then they end up getting punished because there's just that one little hit that character can do just to get all that damage off of somebody. So my whole take is that with Kanimani, playstyle that he had with online Kale, this was pretty much telling that you're just doing ultimate free mix-ups with characters that are being given the ability to play stupid. And even if you block, like you saw right there, like online Kale, he basically had to hold it with Sindel Tremor until Sindel Tremor, was basically maxed out with Tremor's, meter. So it's like you don't have any defensive options when you're going up against broken teams that are giving you the ability to, to play like crap. So I'm not saying like Connie is playing trash. It's just that he's being rewarded off of having free safety, like just like that right there when you saw him use like the Sindel scream, and then Tremor was able to like be right there to like push him for plus frames. That's exactly what it is. It's like this game does so much offensive mix-up pressure where you don't have any defensive options, and then on top of that you're getting chipped every single time. So, like, I don't know, man. I think online Kale did pretty good in this tournament, and Sindel with Kanimani was a pretty good pick throughout certain matchups of Kanimani's tournament run. But there should be no reason how Sindel Tremor should be given free mix-up potential, and it's just safe on block, because it's just like, okay, well, we're just gonna go out of like our way and just say, well, that's gonna be fine for the game. No, it's not. Like, this is what's driving people away from Mortal Kombat 1, because this game is filled with so many like fucking meta trash players, because everybody spams this shit, and then this is how people want to win at the high level. So I don't find it to be fair. I don't find this crap to be fun. And credit to Sikander 555. He made a really good point to say that this pro comp is not even not even to be taken seriously. Mortal Kombat 1 is literally a party game, and there's nothing to say that this game takes any skill, because all you're doing is just using any mix-up that can give you the free hit confirm, and then once you get that free hit confirm, like you see right there, you're automatically going to get punished every single time. So it's like, when you get hit, you're gonna just eat the damage and just hold it, and then you basically have to wait your turn, but you have to be very precise with your hits, because if you're not, then the other basically your like your opponent is going to find ways to beat you out. So that's exactly how everything goes within Mortal Kombat, because it's not designated off of defensive IQ. It's more focused on giving players that are just using offensive heavy combos because they think that they're good, so they're going to use that to their advantage in order to win. But let me show you a really good part of this matchup between Online Kale and Connie. I'm going to speed it up a bit. You see where Online Kale is down right now, right? He's going to do something really good here where he's actually going to make a massive comeback. Where once he gets a hit, it's like boom. He uses Fatal Blow, and then he ties it up right there. So I will say Online Kale did a very good job up against Kanimani, but do you see that once he got that one little hit, it gave Online Kale the ability to make that comeback with the Fatal Blow, and somehow Kanimani, he couldn't do anything about it because it's like, one, he spent bar, but two, he wasn't going to be able to do anything. So I will say that this game does not really give you that defensive options to be smart. So I will say with Kanimani and Online Kale, it just proves that any little hit that you get hit with in MK1, you have to hold that damage, and that's exactly how it will go. So, I mean, this game does not give you enough defensive options, and I think MK1 has just proven itself to be that type of game where it's not it's not viable to to play defensive. But that's just my thoughts, and I think what you see right here with Kale and Connie, they put on a really good show. But I will say that what this means for the next patch, if there's ever going to be a balance patch soon, we need to have defensive mechanics, and we need to nerf a lot of characters. Tremor needs to get nerfed. Farah needs to get nerfed out of existence. Nerf Sindel. Nerf a lot of characters. So I think overall, this was a pretty good, decent tournament. Even though EVO only had like 300 something players, but wait, hold on. Let me pause this out. All right, I'm back. So yeah, this tournament was pretty decent. It's just that the amount of players that came out to actually play their broken mains, it pretty much showed that MK1 does not have a lot of tournament tournament level balancing when it comes to broken tech. So I think, like, to me personally, there should be a much higher diversity of balancing for the game. And if you are playing any broken character, like, I think personally the character's health should be nerfed on top of the damage. So therefore, even if you're gonna use some broken BS, you can't you can't be spamming spamming 50% combos. So I will say Online Kale, he did a pretty good job. He actually played really smart and really intelligent. I think Kanimani, he actually put up a really good fight, especially up in losers bracket heading into the other fight that you'll see here, which I'm gonna swing over to Nicholas. Hold on, let me pause it, and then I'm gonna show you guys why this set was very telling, but this was a very strong setup. I'm gonna go till the very last game. Okay, I'm back. So I'm gonna show you the fifth game leading into the final game. This was a very telling set because what happened with Nicholas is that he was about to lose this, but he made the biggest comeback ever in this particular scene of the particular match. But this will just show you why this game needs a lot of changing with the balance patch. And this is crazy. This is crazy how he did this. But you see right here, he was able to just get that one hit, and then he landed that beautiful fatal blow onto Kanimani. So I will say that a lot of the biggest comebacks in MK tournament history was very telling, and it was quite interesting how this actually came out to be. Hold on, let me speed this up real quick. This was really insane, and this was a good match. But, oh wait, hold on. I'm actually going to just go right there. Alright, there we go. Because he did like 30 something percent, and then this is where everything was just dope after that. But you can see right here that a lot of what the top tiers that people are spamming, like Johnny Cage, Shemmer, Movado, Havoc, Sindel Trevor, there was way too much opportunities given for a lot of players to use their high tier mains, and they were able to get away with it. And this is quite interesting because it's like if this wasn't really there to begin with, um, a lot of these players would not be able to get all these crazy hit confirms and then just be rewarded for it. So I will say, however, in this losers final set with Connie Mani and Nicholas, this is a really good fight, and I found this crazy that Nicholas actually beat him. But this round right here, Connie Mani was able to get that round, and that was hyper clutch. And let me show you what happened in this round right here. He managed to come back, and I thought Nicholas, he was gonna lose this particular round, but this is crazy. I was just like, wow, man. So I wasn't expecting Nicholas to actually go out of his way and do this, but he was like 30 to 40% left on health, and then he managed to get this crazy comeback on Connie. And you see right here, like what Nicholas does really good with Havoc is that he pressures you really smart. See right there, like once he gets that little hit confirmed, he's able to just chip you off like mad quick. This is crazy right here. I actually thought Connie was actually gonna win the game. What he should have done is that he should have used Fatal Blow. He should have used Fatal Blow. Because if he did that, he would have been able to yeah. Yeah, he got caught right into the trap, but yeah, like I would have used Fatal Blow if if he was able to do that. But yeah, this last round of the set was really good. This is probably one of the best fights that I've seen out of EVO. This is like a good round right here. Yeah, Nicholas was just chipping him away. He was just doing really good. The good thing that Connie does really good at is that he has great motion. Like, he has good motion reads. He knows exactly what he needs to do. There we go. Yep, there we go. Yeah, this is such a good game, man. Yep, this is really good. Yeah, right here, Connie Mani when he hit Nicholas with these throws. Yeah, this is basically game over from here. He would needed to possibly break here. There we go. Nope, no. Yeah, this is just hard. This is so hard for Akani to even do anything here. And honestly, I would have just used Fatal Blow. See right there. That was smart. That was smart. That was smart. that was intelligent, and that was just smart. But you could see right here that the biggest comeback in this set with Nicholas being down 2 games to nothing and actually beating Connie was probably one of the biggest comebacks shown in MK1 history. But the whole fundamental concept of what was shown in this game for the tournament is that a lot of offensive heavy mechanics favor people a lot in this set. Well, for a lot of sets. Hold on, give me 1 second. I want to. All right, I'm back. So I'm basically here at the grand finals between Sonic and Nicholas, and this is basically telling to just show that a lot of the broken BS that MK1. Okay, I'm back. So right here, this pretty much kind of showed everything that I'm basically explaining about Sonic Fox. Sonic Fox has proven himself to be one of the biggest, I wouldn't say frauds out of Mortal Kombat, but he's a high tier character spamming abuser. Nicholas tried his best in this set, but the problem that many people don't seem to be honest about is that everything that Sonic Fox was doing up against Nicholas was basically giving him free safety to get away with like the most broken stuff. So I think what really got me upset seeing this is that Sonic Fox was able to get away with like the most nonsensical combos, and he wasn't getting punished for it at all. So I think what a lot of people don't realize is that Cyrax is basically able to infinitely loop you. And as you can see here, the bomb setups that were thrown was giving Sonic Fox all the ability to get away with just getting as much infinite loop damage as much as possible before there's some means of, I guess, having the opportunity to punish back. But what I kind of wish that Sonic Fox is not able to be given is that when you're able to loop with the bombs with Cyrax, you're not able to like basically fight back. Like I think that's like the main issue. Cause like as you can see right here, Sonic Fox is basically zoning out with the bombs, and once Cyrex is able to get like the infinite combo loops, it's basically game over. See now, surprisingly, this actually went to a final game, and even if Nicholas had beat Sonic Fox right here, like right in like the final game, like of the set, the set would automatically reset, so he would have to win another 3 more games in order to beat Sonic. So this is quite telling out of the entire set, because Nicholas, he did a very good job with trying to use Baraka to kind of pressure out Cyrax, but I think the biggest problem was that Sonic Fox was able to get that free bomb setup and drain meter and just infinitely loop Baraka. So I mean, as you can see right here, this is just not fun. This is probably like one of the craziest Mortal Kombat sets that I've seen, and that was a really good, beautiful combo right there. He just did 46% off of Tremor with Baraka, Tarkatan Blade EX. That was really good. Yeah, that was pretty good. That was actually a really good round there, but Sonic took it right here. This is quite interesting though, because anything could have happened in this set, but as you can see right here, this is why I don't like Cyrax and why everybody hates her. She's able to do one little move like that and then just infinitely loop you with very little punishing, involved, or any whiff punishing that you could do to Cyrax. So I will say, what Nicholas should have done. I think Nicholas should have probably went with Cyrax cameo, so therefore you could drain the meter, and then Cyrax wouldn't be able to do what she does. But overall, I think Nicholas did a pretty good job in this set. This is quite a really good battle, and this is like really just like one of the craziest games that I've ever saw in Mortal Kombat Pro Comp history. Sonic Fox just pretty much just did like the same boring combos as you see. There wasn't really anything that Nicholas couldn't have done better, because anytime you get hit by the tech throw by Cyrax, you're just able to just beat people up a lot faster, and then you don't have to get punished with anything because you're automatically infinitely looping with people with bomb setups, and the opponent is just able to, well, the opponent's not able to do anything, so it's just like right there. This is pretty much just game over. Like, Nicholas wasn't able to do anything. And yeah, it was just over. And then after that, he just teabagged him. Like, dude, it was just crazy. But yeah, that was pretty much it. Let me go back to my main profile page, and I'll give you my whole thoughts about what MK is gonna be. But yeah, Sonic Fox, 8-time EVO winner, and yeah, this is kind of crazy and wild that he's just able to just get away with crazy crap like this. But let me give you guys my final thoughts on how I saw this go down. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back. So, what's my whole thoughts on this? What do I think is going to be the future of Mortal Kombat? What will the balance changes even cover? So, my whole deal with this game is that this game has proven the whole meta to be very brain dead and very stupid. Sonic Fox had shown to you the blueprint that all you have to do is just basically spam BS combos and then you automatically win with your character. That's basically what he did. He didn't do anything special. All he did was just using tech throws and just spamming infinite loop combos. And there's nothing that you can do to even counter it because even if you spend armor and then Cyrax can block it, it's just automatically death on block. So yeah, that's pretty much what it is, man. I think Sonic Fox is pretty much a fraud with how he plays, but it's whatever. I don't really think he even understands that the way he's playing is not even fun. But he's doing it because he's finding any reason to kind of get to the top, and then he could just win all this EVO money, as if he's just like a ultimate G out here dominating MK. Some characters that I kind of wish that came to the tournament scene more. I really wish Sub-Zero came to MK1 more because Sub-Zero in the tournament scene would be a lot fun and it would be way more competitive to see Sub-Zero play if Sub-Zero was actually buffed. But all the whining all the whining dummies are like will say Sub-Zero doesn't need buffs and he doesn't need to come into the tournament. No, like it's just that Sub-Zero is bad and people know that he's bad, so it's like they don't want to see Sub-Zero beat up, many players, favorite mains. So yeah, I like to see Sub-Zero in the tournament scene. I wish I seen more Rain players. Um, yeah, not many Rain players come into the tournament scene. You don't even see Natara players actually come in, even though that she's broken within Combat League. But I think she's like so predictable with her like flight combos and all that, so it's like trying to even get that one little hit off of somebody with playing Natara, like she's gonna automatically lose. So I think like technical wise, like a lot of players are more comfortable playing characters that are brain dead easy. So it's like if it gives you the opportunity to play like a dog, then that's what you're gonna do until somebody smokes you out with their broken BS. So yeah, like it just kind of sucks that nobody else within the tournament was even using, let's just say Liu Kang. Like I mean, Liu Kang is boring, but it's like still he was in the game. You had, let's just say T1000. Surprisingly, T1000 wasn't even used a lot in this tournament, and I don't know why because like he's still broken after the quote unquote nerfs. So I don't really care what anybody got to say right there. T1000 is still broken. Omni Man, even though with his new buffs that he had, he's broken. And who else? I mean, nobody even used. Let's see. Um, I mean, Reiko was used somewhat. I mean, like you had Rewind and some other players using it, like Nicholas and maybe Scorpion Prox, I think. But other than that, it's like everybody else was kind of just shunned out. Like there wasn't really any variety with anybody. It just kind of felt really stale with the tournament scene. It would have been better to see other characters like Reptile and I think who else? Shang Tsung. That would have been fun to see him. But yeah, that's pretty much it. Like you guys know exactly who like what characters that I would have mentioned that I haven't even said. But yeah, I just kind of think that this tournament was pretty ass, and hopefully with the bounce patch everything gets nerfed out of existence, and I guess we'll see what happens. So alright, I'll see you guys later. Let me know what you guys think about the MK tournaments. Do you think that it was worth it? Do you think that these tournaments were okay? Well, EVO was okay. And yeah, I'll see you guys later. Peace out. Have a good day, and bye.